Can somebody please tell me what the is going on? I have to warn you, I'm in the cipher. I'm in the cipher. So much so I'm even sitting in the wrong chair. I'm sitting in the squeaky chair. There's a non-squeaky chair and a squeaky chair. I'm so much in the cipher that I didn't really even realize I was sitting in the squeaky chair. Damn. But like I said, I'm in the cipher. I'm in a particular frame of mind. The sun is shining. It's over here in the heartlands of England, in the Midlands, Birmingham, UK. And yeah, I'm in a particular frame of mind. I should be out there in the garden. Well, actually, I haven't had my bike ride yet, so immediately after this, I gotta saddle up and jump on the bike, get a few miles in. It's beautiful out there. But yes, I'm in the cipher, gentlemen. I'm in the cipher. You know, I could have kept this one for later. I just thought, no, get it out of your system. Get it all out of your system. There's so much creativity floating through my veins. I simply had to share it. I've closed the windows because I don't want my neighbors to hear me. But I'm in this kind of frame of mind. I just want to flow. Couldn't keep it till later. Had to get the creativity. Had to let it flow. You know? And yeah. The nonconformist within me is brimming, flowing through my veins. I think I'm going to have to give you a warm-in video so I can calm down, so I can maybe perhaps get in a more conformist so I can get into a more conformist frame of mind. I shall answer your question. I shall answer your question. But you know, I had to laugh when I had the little fella, the wee fella, the beast. Remember the beast? Do you remember the beast when the beast came in the other day? And he said, Rafi, come on, you remember the beast. You all remember the beast when the beast came in here the other day and he said, Rafi, what you doing? I've been watching your views, Rafi. I've been watching your views. What's going on? But listen. You don't see the analytics. I see the analytics. And to all the naysayers, to all the imbeciles, to all the fools, I say to you, I'm going to give you this little verse. I got to bust off a verse for you. Before I can give you the warm-in video. The warm-in video will allow me to calm down. Because right now, I'm just feeling so effervescent. I'm flowing with energy, with vibes, with good energy. That's probably why I have to go for the ride directly after this. You know? I thought I told you that we won't stop. Raphael Imadi crap. If you don't like it, wap, wap, wap. Wap, 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 wap. I thought I told you that we won't stop. Raphael Imadi crap. If you don't like it, wap, wap, wap. Wap, 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 wap. Quicker than a speeding bullet. Faster than the speed of light. Flasher than Flash Gordon. Birdie num num. Yes. Now I feel better. Now, to answer some questions before we go into the warm-in video, which will allow me to calm down. Okay, I do have a little bell on my bike. And interestingly enough, I didn't know it was there. I didn't know it was there. I didn't put it on. It came with the bike, but it's black. The frames, the handlebars are black. It's black. I didn't see the little bell. And I was walking past some ladies. You know, I live nearby a park. I was riding past some ladies. I live near a park. They were just getting out of a car in their summer clothes, shorts and what have you. And I thought to myself, I wish I had a bell. I wish I had a bell. And I looked down and I thought, damn, there's a bell. So I just kind of, you know, gave them a little couple of dings, and they looked around and they saw it was the Rafi. And they smiled and parted the ways, allowed the Rafi to come on through. They said, come on through, Rafi. We didn't know it was you. And I said, that's no problem. That's no problem at all. Enjoy your time in the park. I said, we certainly shall, Rafi. We certainly shall, Rafi. And so, yes, there is a bell on the bike. Yes, she could. Yes, she could. And the God of War is in here. Where's the receipts? Rafi, I need to see receipts. Tandem. Absolutely not. Absolutely out of the question. After ting-a-ling-a-ling. Yes, ting-a-ling-a-ling style. It's ting-a-ling-a-ling style. And it's 6 minutes and 32 seconds into the show. And we've finally received the YouTube blessing. Finally received the YouTube blessing. We are now everybody's now officially notified that we are live. What kind of bike is it? Damn, it's a nice bike. It's a nice bike. It looks good everywhere I go. You know, the bike gets eyed up everywhere I go, and that's why I had to buy a very strong lock for it. I had to buy a very strong lock. I don't know. How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? There's so much to talk about. There's so much to express. Where am I? Boom. What's this? Boom. Okay, so boom. That's in there. What are we doing now? What do I want to do now? I want to bring that down. I want to take that down. Don't want to scare anybody. Don't want to hurt nobody. And yeah, I need to put some headers into this thing. Let me put some headers into this thing. And first of all, let me do a sound check. How remiss of me. Let's see it. Yes. What do I want to do now? I want to bring boom. It's good. It's good. So let me brighten up the screen a little bit. Let me get some scripts going on in here. Where are we? All right, let me do the formalities. Boom, a boom, a boom. How's that look? YouTube scoops, bum fights, and title fights. Yes. And what does this say? No, you want to change that? Hold on. What are you talking about? Yeah. Why don't I put the same thing there? Hold on. Let me just, let's copy that. Let's save that. And let's put this in here. No. Paste. Yes. Okay, I like that. I like how it's looking now. So what's next? What do I have to do next? What's the next mission? Oh, I know. Next mission is to let's get some branding going on. Let's get some branding going on. We're professionals, are we not? What does this say? Let's see. Boom. Okay, that's what we're looking at. That's what we're dealing with. And let's work a little bit of magic over here also. Boom. Okay, that's excellente. Everything is looking bright and nice. people are in the area. James Jameson rides a unicycle with no bell. But I know James Jameson is a very sensible fellow. And so I know for sure that if he hasn't got a bell, then he would certainly not consider traveling without a horn. That is my expert analysis on the matter. Salute to all the chat legends up in the building. We got the James Jameson. We got the JD Boxing. We've got the God of War. Yeah, and more. Okay, so what's that? Boom. Yeah, I don't know what the emblem is. What's the emblem? I've never really noticed it before. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Okay, where we at? Who's the snake? Who's the snake? Dixon Siders. Damn, Dixon Siders. Where is Dixon Siders? Dixon Siders is somewhere, no doubt. Somewhere, no doubt, in tears. With a different name. Who is Dixon Siders? You gotta watch the lives, man. You gotta watch the lives. You can't miss out. You can't not watch the lives. For a start, you have to go back and watch. You have to go back and watch the. You have to go back and watch a few. Go back and watch a few. Not so much the. Yeah, for a start, you have to watch the end of the last Rick Glazer one. What was that? 13. The X and the 3 1s. That's 13. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then you certainly have to go back and watch the LDBC show that I did recently. You know the one. You know the one with this thumbnail. Why is it not changing? Oh, hold on. This thumbnail. Yeah. You have to definitely go back and watch that one. There's a number. There's a selection of them. There's a selection of them that you need to try out. But stick around because we're going to be talking about, hold on, let me get the thumbnail back up. We're going to be talking about, where we at? There we are. We're going to be talking about YouTube scoops. We're going to be talking about bum fights and title fights. Yeah. So there's a number of topics within that scheme scene. And the Rafi had to go live right now. Could have waited till tonight, but I don't know. I just felt so effervescent. I thought, let me share the moment with you. Let's not be selfish. Let me share the moment with you. But first and foremost, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a couple minutes of a warm-in video. Even though I think we're pretty warm already, but I'm going to give you a couple of minutes of warm-in video, and then we're going to tear ish up. We're going to go into it. We're going to go deep. Okay, so let me line up this warm-in video for your delectation. Is that a word? Is a delectation a word? You know, the Rafi's busy right now. The Rafi's in the middle of a podcast, so the Rafi can't really look it up. Well, I can, but I can't because I've got other things to bring up for you. Yes. Can't really argue that. PBC equals sparring matches sold as pay base. Damn. Looks like James might be in the cipher too. I'm not the only one, but let's line this thing up for you. I promised you a couple minutes of warming videos while the Rafi lines up something else. So let's get into it. But you know, the Rafi is almost perplexed. He's almost perplexed right now. He's looking at all these buttons. And he's saying, what the hell is going on? Yes. Yeah. I don't know if you see that. Sometimes comments get withheld. By whatever it's called. The filter. And is it visible here? Sometimes I have to manually unblock them. No, I don't see. Okay, so I can't highlight the comment, but it was a very good comment because once it gets blocked, it doesn't go over into the StreamYard, so I can't click a button to highlight it, but I can unblock it. I have unblocked it over there in the YouTube window, and it says, it's from James Jameson. He says, good interview with Angel. Rafi, shame about the audio though. Nobody's fault though. Shizzle happens. Well, I can tell you about the audio. What it was that it was Rafi's bad. It was Rafi's bad. Rafi thought that somebody else was due on that Thursday. Thursday just gone. And then I looked at my daily planner and I realized the block was empty. And the person I thought was going to be on that Thursday was coming on the following Thursday. That person who was coming on the following Thursday was Angel. Angel Manfredi. But I looked and I thought, damn, he's a week later. So I called another guy, another boxer. He's not answering. So then I had to call Angel and said, Angel, how are you? What are you doing? What are you up to? We're still good. We're still good for next week. And then he got back to me and he said, what, next week? What do you mean? Training? And I said, no, next week we got an interview booked. And he said, oh, I said, I'm Rafi. I'm from Rafi from the UK. You know Rafi from the UK. Everybody knows Rafi from the UK. I says, yeah. Rafi from the UK. Yeah. I said, well, you're coming on next week, aren't you? And he said, oh. And I said, well, you know what? We could bring it forward. We could bring it forward to today, few hours time. And he said, yeah, today suits me better. And I said, oh. I said, oh. Delectation, pleasure, and delight. So the Rafi was right. Yet again, the Rafi has been proved right, this time by the Oxford Dictionary. Don't let me lose my train of thought. Oh, yeah, so Angel said, okay, yeah, cool. I'll come on today in a few hours. And I said, okay, and I talked him through it again because we had already had a link test prior to that a few weeks ago. You know, the Rafi likes to do things in an orderly fashion. And so the link test went fine. So we did the second link test just before the show on Thursday. And I said, yeah, you're going to need headphones. And he said, I ain't got no headphones. And I said, oh, okay, well, that could be problematic. But well, you're here now. We're here now. So let's just try and make the best of it. Feed the world, feed the people. Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, you people stay fed. You stay fed. Look at the content. Look at the content. It's out there. And let's get into it. Let's not mess around, screw around. You know, the Rafi's been looking around because the Rafi's so busy being Rafi. I'm so busy doing me that, you know, I don't really take the time out to look around as much as I potentially could. But, you know, t'other day, was it last night, the Rafi was looking around, you know, checking out a few other shows. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this straight up, hand on my heart. Let me tell you this. You know what? It's friggin' good over here. It's damn good over here. It's good content over here. It's good entertainment over here. You know, I don't know if I should say this. I don't know if I should admit this. But last night, I listened to two of the live shows back to back. I only wanted to listen to a portion of one. I ended up listening to the whole damn thing. And then I listened to another live video. That lasted about half an hour. I listened pretty much all the way through. And do you know something? Rafi is a critical guy. Not critical as in negative, but I like to cast a critical eye on the product. And I cast a critical eye on the product. And let me tell you this. The Rafi was pleased. I looked at the work. I looked at the works. And you know what? As a critical guy, I can honestly say it's good over here. It's damn good over here. It's good entertainment over here. It's good content. And it's one of the finest products. I'm going to say it. I'm going to be honest. It's one of the finest products out there on the market. Delectation, pleasure, pleasureful, and delightful. 100% shooting straight from the hip. I got to be honest. I did a little bit of market research, took a look around, took a listen around. And my conclusion was that it's damn good over here. The entertainment level is superb. The people who come on, they come on with something. The guests, they bring something. Everybody brings something to the pot. And I gotta tell you, I took a critical look around, and I had to come back home. And when I came back home, I looked around and I said, it is damn good over here. Damn good over here. I'm very pleased. The Rafi is well pleased with the work that and I say we because it's not a one man thing. Everybody brings something. Even the people in the chat bring a certain energy, a certain vibe. And the guests, of whom I'm very thankful, bring a certain energy, vibe. Everybody brings up a flavor, or individual flavor. We put that into the pot, and we create an absolutely unique flavor, a unique blend, a unique product. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I feel is undisputable. Absolutely undisputable. I'm very happy. The Rafi's very happy. Okay. So, that's phase one of the thing. We're going to segue. Yes, James Jameson said it's a good format, Rafi. Other podcasts can get real messy. Shouting matches and all that kind of shiznicks. Well, we have shouting matches over here too. Sometimes it devolves into a shouting match over here too. But the Rafi, I think the Rafi brings order whilst without inhibiting expression. So order without inhibiting expression. I think that's what we're dealing with here. And so as for the numbers thing, let me address that right now. Okay, YouTube don't like the fact that the Rafi is a nonconformist. YouTube don't like the fact that the Rafi, he will raise certain topics. I'm all the way over here in the UK, but I'm raising topics. When the unrest happened, I'm raising topics over here in the UK, going on over there in the USA. I'm raising topics over here, going on over there before they're raising them. What the hell is that all about? I'm raising topics over here before they're raising them over there. You know what I'm saying? And that's a feature. And that's a factor. I'm still going to open up a different channel and let you guys know so I can deal with certain topics. But yeah, because the Rafi's bringing up certain topics, the YouTube jackboot brigade, they're trying to stifle the thing. But I told you, thing cannot be stopped. Well, I suppose it could be, but if they burn it down, I'll build it back up again. If they burn it down, I'll build it back up again. Yeah, so stop me? Who? Stop who? Stop me? Are you crazy? Can't be stopped. Quicker than a speeding bullet. Faster than the speed of light. Flasher than Flash Gordon. When things are done, they just come. Yeah, it's like that. Okay, so cynical. The chat brings that cynical. Well, a certain amount of cynicism, but there's a certain amount of critical analysis. There's a certain amount of wit. We get all kinds of energy. There's all kinds of energy that comes from the chat. But you know what? Let me segue. Let me give you a couple seconds of a warming video to segue, and then we'll move on into the thing. We'll get a little bit more conformist. So far, you've had 25 minutes of unconformist Rafi, and maybe I'll get a little bit more conformist after we move into the segue. Okay, so let me do this. Let me get my head straight. Let me get my thinking cap on, and let me see if I can maneuver this thing into the direction that I want it to go in with the segue. Okay, so let me give you a few minutes of this. Let me give you a few minutes of this. Let's pause that. Let's share this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's make this bigger. Let's get some volume on this.
Raphael Dawkins with the Comeback Radio.
Have a few minutes of this.
Today, we pose the question, or perhaps we answer the question. Is this the best pre-fight brawl ever? Okay, so let's get into it. It is my contention that this is up there amongst the best pre-fight brawls ever. And you be the judge. It's taken me a long time to find this clip, the whole clip. Well, it's not even, it's the majority of the clip. There was a little bit of banter before this, but this has taken me a long time to find this much of the clip. But I stumbled upon it, and I thought, over here, Raphael Dawkins Comeback Radio would like to share. So it's only right and proper and fitting that I share this with you. Okay, so let's get into it. So the year is 1993, and Tommy Morrison is the WBO champion, and he's en route to face off with Lennox Lewis for a reputed $8 million. $8 million US dollars. And thought, just on the way to Lennox, why don't we just take a little tune-up fight for Lennox, get ready for Lennox, little tune-up fight. I don't know if Herbie Hyde was tall enough to replicate, well, I know it wasn't tall enough to match Lennox height in any way. I think he was 6'2", something like that, 6'1". Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, Tommy Morrison faces off against his little warm-up in Michael Bent, and things came undone. Michael Bent ends up knocking out Tommy Morrison, starching it. I think he knocked him down 3 times in one round, and that was all she wrote. Okay, so that's October 1993. Okay, scroll along. Now Michael Bent is the champion. Who is Michael Bent? Well, Michael Bent was born in the UK to Jamaican parents, and left London to go over to America. Immigrated again over to America, New York City to be precise, where Michael Bent became one of the most decorated heavyweight amateurs in American boxing history. And so now he is the WBO title holder. And he comes over to the UK in 1994 to face off with Herbie Hyde, son of African parents. Can't remember which particular African country they came from. So I don't want to hazard a guess. So they face off, and before they could even get into the ring, we have what I consider to be one of the best pre-fight brawls ever. You be the judge. So Raphael Dawkins is the Comeback Radio. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comment, it's the shares, and it is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live shows. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 9 p.m. UK time. And don't forget about Thursdays. That's the interview days. So for sure, go and hit the playlist, the interview playlist. But anyway, here we go. Herbie Hyde on the left and Michael Bent on the right. Oh dear, on his back, as in a wetsuit. OMG, Michael Bent is all wet. Let's imagine falling in a puddle, or getting pushed in a puddle, wrestling in a puddle. in probably a brand new suit. That's gotta burn. That's gotta burn. There's the old Barry Hearn, Herbie Hyde under the, what was it, Matchroom Promotions. That's Hearn Senior. Barry Hearn, sure you all know him, father of Eddie. Colin Hart in the background, dude still alive, it's unbelievable. Don't look much different. What is that? How many years ago was that? What was I saying? 94? 26 years ago. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Can you believe your boy Rafi was old enough to watch this live? Dang. Okay. It was me. He hit me first. He hit me first. Okay. So that there it is. The best pre-fight brawl ever. What say you? Have your say. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comments. It's the shares. And it is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. I'm out. And it is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live shows. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 9 p.m. UK time. And don't forget about Thursdays. That's the interview days. So for sure, go and hit the playlist, the interview playlist. But anyway, here we go. Herbie Hyde on the left and Michael Bent on the right. Oh dear, on his back, as in a wetsuit. OMG, Michael Bent is all wet. Let's imagine falling in a puddle, getting pushed in a puddle, wrestling in a puddle, in probably a brand new suit. That's gotta burn. That's gotta burn. There's the old Barry Hearn, Herbie Hyde under the, what was it, Matchroom Promotions. That's Hearn Senior. Barry Hearn, sure you all know him, father of Eddie. Colin Hart in the background, dude still alive, it's unbelievable. Don't look much different. What is that? How many years ago was that? What was I saying? 94? 26 years ago. Unbelievable.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Let's stop that and bring the music back. Okay. Okay. So we could stop that reverb. Bring the level down a little bit. And okay, that was a warming video. Let's see what's going on. Stop sharing that. And let's get back into the chat. Hyde was promoted by who? Owner? For a few years? Owner? Who's owner? Who's owner? Okay, I'm not familiar with that cat owner or that outfit. Okay, let's copy this and drop it in as we proceed. Okay, so link in the chat as we move on. Okay, so let's get now into a little bit more of a conformist mode. And yeah, I was watching I was watching the Shizniks last night. I was watching some. I attempted to watch the Frank Warren thing. I attempted to watch the Frank Warren thing last night on BT, the live card. I say attempted because it didn't last long. I had to bail. Out. Entertainment value. The entertainment value wasn't there for me, I'm afraid. Let's get this thing. I know what I need to do right here. Boom, boom, the boom. Okay. Looks way more respectable now. Yeah. So I attempted to watch former promoter of Sturm. Okay. Anybody who hasn't caught that video of Sturm being convicted for tax fraud, go ahead and watch it. I think I made it sometime earlier in the week. It's now the end of the week, so it's within the last 7 days. Pretty sure of that. But yeah, I attempted to watch the Hearn thing last night, and it was a mission incomplete. Couldn't do it, mate. Couldn't do it. Watched a few seconds, watched a few minutes, and couldn't get into it at all. And so that leads us to the question. And the question is, let's put that there. And the question is, is this the best way for boxing to come back? Is this the best way for boxing to come back with these type of fights that are not really captivating? They're not really captivating people. The numbers are low. Seen Top Rank, they're doing their best over there in the USA, but the numbers ain't great. Matter of fact, Bob Arum himself has come out and said, the numbers, maybe that's something we're going to have to look into. The numbers are not particularly impressive right about now. So, yeah. So that's the bum fight aspect. Will boxing, can you bring back boxing with basic mediocre fights? Can boxing come back with basic mediocre fights? That's the question. And in comparison, we take a look at the UFC, what the UFC are doing right now. I mean, I don't really watch the UFC that much. I think they're guilty of the same damn thing. But at least with the 251, at least with the 251 card, it is impressive. Or is that UFC 251? Boom. Let me get some images for that. Okay, that's a good image. It's an incorrect image, so maybe it's not so good. Let's try and pick a good image. Okay. Which one am I going to use? Which one am I going to use? Okay, I'll go with this one. It's quick and immediate. Let's stop sharing that and start sharing this. It's very simple. Boom, boom, boom. Let me check, see we got the right thing. Yeah. So we got the UFC card. It's riddled with talent. Matter of fact, let me share a different picture. There's an even better picture. Where is it? Boom. Is that on it? Let's share this picture. Yeah. Okay. So you can see up there on your screen. It's Usman on the left there, but it's not Burns. He was supposed to be fighting Burns, but he's fighting Masvidal instead. So it's Usman versus Masvidal. The previous champion, Max Holloway, versus the Australian Volkanovski. And the former long-time reigning champ, Jose Aldo. Damn, his name slipped me for a second. Jose Aldo versus Yan, this Yan guy. I think he's from Russia or somewhere. And then we got Jessica Yeah, Jessica Andrade. It is Jessica. Yeah, Jessica Andrade, who is not pictured here, versus a Thug Rose Yamajunas. So top one's a title fight up here. This one's a title fight up there. Is this a title fight? This could be for a vacant title. I think this is damn. So if I'm not mistaken, there's 3 title fights on the damn card. So yes. The UFC have turned the shizzle up. They've turned the heat up. This is a magnificent card. In comparison to the fare that we have seen, not only from the UFC. Yes, we've seen some sloppy affairs from them, but not this time. And this is a direct and stark contrast to some of the shizzle we're seeing coming out of boxing. So I ask the question again. Can boxing come back with mediocre cards? I suspect not. And that has to be borne in mind when these guys are making future fights. They got to bear that in mind, because the public are just not showing up. The public aren't showing up in numbers. The numbers aren't good for these comeback bouts. Coming back from the COVID is what I'm referring to. So yeah, boxing has some thinking to do. There's some definite thinking required out of boxing. And yeah. So boom. What's the response? What how are they gonna combat this? How are they gonna deal with this? Who knows? My suggestion is they're gonna have to maybe just come back with decent cards that people want to see. Come back with fights that people want to see, but they say it's too expensive, so we can't do it. Well, I don't know. Well, maybe have less cards then. Maybe not have one every week. Maybe have one every other week. I don't know. But they got people on their rosters that they have to keep fed. I understand that. It's a bit of a conundrum. So I pose the question. Or rather, I have posed the question. Okay. So as we move on to the next phase. Let's close that down. Do I still need that? I don't know. Let's keep it just in case. Okay, so let us move on. Let's go a little bit deeper. Okay. OMG. Am I sharing this? I'll sit there. Get out of the way. Yeah. Okay. So I'm sharing. All right. So bearing in mind what I've just said, we move forward and we look at this story. And you will begin to connect the dots. Okay, so Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Chris Arreola. Looking good, according to Arreola himself. Okay, so 2 big Mexican-American heavyweights could square off this year. Oh, yeah, and I'm going to give some context to this when I finish reading it. What I believe to be the correct context. Okay, so a little over a month ago, it was reported that Andy Ruiz Jr. could wind up returning to action later this year against Chris Arreola, with Andy Ruiz looking to bounce back. Bounce. I hope that's not a fattest. I hope they're not being fattest when they said bounce. Okay. With Andy Ruiz looking to bounce back from a hugely disappointing performance against Anthony Olafemi Olansi Joshua. Ruiz parted ways with trainer Manny Rubles. Not that anyone rational blames Rubles for how Ruiz showed up. And Ruiz is officially linked up with Eddie Reynoso, the star trainer of Canelo Alvarez, Luis Neri, Ryan Garcia, and Oscar Valdez. Okay, so as for Arreola, the 39-year-old former title challenger is years past his best, but still looked durable and energetic in a loss in August against Adam Kawanowski. throwing 1,125 punches, a record for heavyweights in the 34-year-old history of CompuBox. Tracking punch stats. Okay, so let's get to the pertinent point. It's looking fairly good. I'm actually very excited for that fight. This is Ariola talking about the Ruiz fight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually very excited. I think that's the only fight that looks promising for myself. If that fight doesn't come around, then, I'm okay with staying at home. I think the boxing fans will love a boxing fight with two Mexican heavyweights that are going to be going at it. I'm fully aware that some people will scoff at this because Ariola is past his prime. Who's this, the writer talking now? He's past his prime, never got over the hump, even when he was in his prime, losing title fights against Vitaly Klitschko in 2009 and Bermane Stiverne in 2014. Yes, Bermane Stiverne in 2014, amongst others. So yeah, I'm up for it. I'm up for it as a fan, says the writer. He's up for it as a fan. Is that it? Okay, that's it. Okay, I will give you my take on it. Let's scroll back up. Okay, so the thing here for me is that I believe that Mauricio Suleiman is basically angling. Mauricio Suleiman, El Presidente of the WBC. He's basically angling, trying to arrange it, trying to make it so that Andy Ruiz is in line for a title shot in 2021. And this is how I see the plan. Okay, so Andy Ruiz can't leave it till 2021, till his next fight. He's going to have a fight because he goes into 2021 on a loss. Okay, so Andy Ruiz cannot go into 2021 on a loss. And these reasons, I will tell you why. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so Andy Ruiz needs a fight in 2020, needs a win in 2020, the latter part of 2020. Okay, so Andy Ruiz secures a win by the latter part of 2020, and he goes into 2021 on one win and a loss in a world title fight. Okay, so he's lost in a world title fight and he's come back with a win. It's now 2020. It's now the first quarter of 2020. Tyson Fury. This is how I'm seeing it playing out. This is how I'm seeing it playing out in the cipher. I'm in the cipher. This is how I see it playing out. So, Tyson Fury, he goes into 2021 on a win also, after beating Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, in the latter part of 2020 in the trilogy fight. So Tyson Fury beats Wilder, latter part of 2020, goes into 2021. Now he's got to face Dillian White. He don't want to face Dillian White because there's a bigger money fight in Anthony Oluwafemi Olansi Joshua. Okay, so what happens? WBC slaps on. They get the email from Bob Arum saying, hey, really, I think what we should do at this stage, if we really want the big money thing, then we should really make a Tyson Fury franchise. We should really make him the heavyweight franchise belt holder. Otherwise, we're going to lose out on a lot of money. You're going to lose out on a lot of money. There's a lot of money at stake here. You get a bigger cut. So, what the best thing that we can do right now, or you can do to help us facilitate making the big money, is to make Tyson Fury the French fries holder. Actually, that wouldn't be an email. That would be a live call. That would be a live call from Bob Arum to Mauricio El Presidente Suleiman. Okay, so now Fury is the French fries champion, and Mauricio Suleiman gets in contact with Eddie Hearn. He says, Eddie, we have some great news for you. I'm delighted to be the bearer of great news for you. At long last, we've arrived at a landscape where I can see Dillian White getting a belt. I can see Dillian White getting a belt now. And Eddie goes, oh, really? How are we going to do that then? He's going to fight Fury, yeah? He's going to fight Fury, yeah? And Mauricio Suleiman responds, no, Eddie, it's even better than that. I've got the perfect guy for your guy. It is Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz, or rather, Dillian White faces Andy Ruiz for the WBC, for the honor of being the possessor of the prestiged, the most highly prestiged belt, the WBC Heavyweight Championship belt. Dillian White versus Andy Ruiz Jr. That's how I see it playing out, ladies and gentlemen. So Andy Ruiz Jr. needs Chris Arreola so he can get a nice little guaranteed win and get a nice workout in the process. Yeah, that's how I see it going down. That's how I see it going down. That's why Andy Ruiz needs Chris Arreola. So yeah, you see, that's all planned out. It's all planned out. It's all in the plan. Depends on the matchmaking. Yes, indeed. Arreola versus Ruiz is a poor fight. Georgie Porgy up in the building. Thumbs gang up. Thumbs up gang. Thumbs up gang in the building. James Jameson says it's not even a main event fight. It's a low card gimme for the Ponce. Andreas the Ponce Ruiz. Yep, that's how I see it too. That's how I see it too. But there, I've just broken down how and why this fight is likely to occur. Okay, so what's going on here then? Yeah, good. Let us go forward. Let us go forward. Okay, so that's that. Move that out of the way. What's next? What's next? That's not next. Okay, so Ryan Garcia challenges Golden Boy to release him if they don't think he is a star. So staying over side with this one. Let's share the screen. Uh-oh. Let me do this just in case. Just in case. Don't want to be rude. Don't want to be selfish. Boom, boom, boom. So let me share this with you. Boom, boom, boom. So you should be seeing that now. Let me see if I can see what you can see. Okay. So Ryan Garcia challenges Golden Boy to release him if they don't think he's a star. If you don't think I'm a star, you gotta let me go. You gotta love me or leave me alone. Okay, so Ryan Garcia's feud with Oscar De La Hoya is no secret and may be headed to an inevitable split. Damn, inevitable. I'm saying it's inevitable. That's a bit strong. I don't know if it was inevitable. Ryan Garcia, hold on. Uno momento. Let me see what's going on over here. Okay, gotcha. I see you. We are joined by John D. Lee. And before we go any further into this thing, let me just talk to John about what we've just been talking about. John D. Lee, it's a sunny day in Brum. I don't know where you are. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you in the car, though. You're in the car. You're driving. You're out and about.
Yeah.
Doing your thing.
Yeah.
Multitasking, ladies and gentlemen. So what's going down, John? What's going down?
Just driving. It's very sunny here.
It's beautiful.
I'm near Cannock.
Okay. Yeah. Dorian Gray used to live down there. Probably still does. No, does he? No, he lives out in Spain now.
He's from Stafford, isn't he?
Yeah. Dorian Yates, I mean, not Dorian Gray, Dorian Yates. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I knew exactly who you meant.
Yeah.
The frequenter of the Temple Gym.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, Chris Ariola. Talking about Chris Ariola as the next guy for Ruiz, Andreas the Punch Ruiz. And I've outlined the reason why I think that is. I've outlined the reason I think El Presidente, Mauricio Suleiman, he wants to get Andreas the Punch Ruiz in a title fight next year. And I think it's going to be against Dillian White after they've made Tyson Fury the French fries champion. John Daly, speak on that.
I can see that. That seems like a reasonable proposition. I can see that happening. I think fighting Ariola is definitely going to be the next fight.
Yeah.
But for me,
damn. John went around the corner and his phone flew out the window. He's put the emergency brakes on. An old lady has driven up and rear-ended his truck. And he's grabbed his phone, jumped in the car, and he's done a runner. He's running now. He's actually physically running. Let's go back. That was my hypothesis. Let's go back and find out the reality. John D. Lee.
Hi, Rafi.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
You took a corner there and the phone flew out the window. That's my hypothesis.
No, just fat fingers struggling with the mute button while driving.
Okay, well, that's better than the scenario which I envisaged. I envisaged you taking a corner. The phone flew out the window because it was insecure. You slammed on the brakes. Can't lose my new iPhone. An old lady crashed in the back of you. You picked up your phone. You checked the old lady was right, and then you jumped back in the van and hit the pedal.
Well, you got a good imagination going on there, Rafi. The reality is a bit more mundane.
The answer is normally a bit more mundane. But yeah, we talked about if you missed the early part of the show, then you missed Rafi in the cipher, and that confirms John Dealey's suspicion about the imagination capacity of the Raphael. Yeah, but carry on with your hypothesis, John.
Okay, so my main thing is I definitely think he's fighting Ariola next because he's turned down all serious fights, and apparently he was offered more than $1 million to fight Dillian.
Several million, 4 million. He was offered 4 million.
I've heard different figures.
Yeah, I think he's
3, I've heard 4.
No, I know he confirmed it was 4. Because I'll tell you how he confirmed it was 4 before I get back to you. Because Dillian was saying he was offered 5 million, and eventually Ruiz turned up and said, you lied. You offered me $1 million less. So by my calculation, that means he was offered 4 million.
I'm happy with that maths, Rafi.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
I
didn't really follow it too closely because I just never thought Ruiz was going to fight Dillian.
Gotcha.
Looking at the shape that he's been in.
Yeah.
So I think the only way Andy can get into shape is by being active.
Yeah.
He needs to get in the ring, and then he probably needs to get in the ring 3 months later to start actually shedding weight.
Yes.
Because if he was to take Dillian on now, I don't think he would give himself the best chance of beating Dillian.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rule him out. I wouldn't rule out that he's capable of beating Dillian. But not a 270-pound Andy Ruiz.
No.
I'd want to see him at least at 250.
I want to see him around the 250 mark. Okay, but before I forget, we've got to touch on. This is something that maybe would have fit in the first part, the first half, the first segment, the first tranche of the show, perhaps. But we're going to touch on it now, and it is that hey, Raphael, where were the channels thanking Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio for releasing for coming up with the scoop when EJ dropped on and gave the world the scoop. Gave the world the scoop. You know what I'm talking about, John.
Are we talking about Scoop the other day?
Talking about the scoop. I don't see the channels. I don't see the channels, John. I've been looking for the channels who are coming out and saying, yes, thank you for Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, and thank you for EJ jumping on there and giving the world the scoop of who, well, you know what scoop I'm talking about.
I know the Scoop you're talking about. No, the channels are out there thanking you, Raph. I'm sorry. You're going to be looking for a while. They're not showing. They're not showing suitable gratitude for whatever reason.
Where the is the gratitude? That's what I'm asking. I'm asking the question. I'm putting it out there, not just to John Daly. I'm putting it out there to you, the people out there in the universe, the people out there in the world. I've looked the scoop. Let's get this straight. Let's get it time stamped. It's time stamped. It's there. It's memorialized. The scoop of who the scoop was here of who Dillian White's new trainer will be. The scoop happened here. It was first revealed on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio by EJ Boxing, and John was here. John is a witness to the events, and I've looked around and I've heard people talking about it. I hear them talking, but I haven't heard one channel congratulate the RDCR for releasing that information first. And I'm slightly disappointed, just slightly disappointed. John D. Lee.
Yeah, it's been a tough crowd for you, Raph, that one. It's been a tough crowd for you, Raph. I don't think you've had the due credit. I don't think you've had the due credit. It's still not official, is it?
It's not official.
It's still
It's not official. It's not official at all. Cal L up in the building. Leo Parker up in the building. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. We missed. Have you been talking? We missed all of that, John. We missed all of that. You'll have to repeat that. And so, yes, Cal L up in the building. Leo Parker has joined us. God of War is here. James Jameson, DG, DJ, Georgie, Paul G. So, yes, salute Combat Radio Nation. I don't know, John Daly. John Daly, are you good? Your signal okay? Can we hear you?
Can you hear me, or is the signal poor?
Yeah, well, we lost you. We lost you for a while, but you're back now. You're good now. Yeah. So your response. Yeah.
So I've seen a few people talking about Xavier Miller, but it's pretty much echoing what EJ said. To be fair, EJ's a person who does genuinely know him, doesn't he?
Yes.
And what EJ said seems to be pretty accurate. That he's influenced by the James Toney sort of Philly shell style of boxing, inside boxing, which I think would be useful for Dillian to learn against the current world champions, but not necessarily the best style to use against Povetkin.
Yeah, Povetkin winging them over.
Well, what I want to see him utilize against Povetkin is a stiff jab to the chest, because Povetkin's got excellent head movement.
Yeah,
and it's very difficult to slip a jab to the chest. And a stiff jab will take the wind out of you and push you back as well. Because I don't think Povetkin likes being on the back foot either. And Dillian will be the bigger man.
Yeah,
he'll be. I think he'll. I know Povetkin's strong, but I think Dillian will be the stronger man in there as well.
Yes. Yeah, I'll go with that.
And he's definitely got a decent reach advantage. I think he's got about a 3-inch reach advantage.
Right.
So a serious spear to the chest is what I want to see him employ. I don't really know if Xavier Miller's the person to teach him that.
That's interesting.
Because I haven't seen Dillian use that particular type of jab.
Right.
The sort of jabs that I've seen coming from Dillian have been a much more flowing jab. Not necessarily as good as, but in the style of Larry Holmes.
Yeah. I hear you.
What we saw against Oscar Rivas didn't have a lot on it. It was just a very nice jab. It was a
Yeah.
lovely jab, but it wasn't a powerful take the wind out of your chest type of jab.
Yeah. And so in that vein, what I think will happen with the Philly shell, with the more of a Philly shell, because I don't think he's going to just switch totally. With more of a Philly shell being implemented against Povetkin, I don't think he's going to forsake everything he's done before. I think it's going to be attack on. It's going to be attack on. We saw a little bit of it being demonstrated, well, a lot of it actually being demonstrated against Marius Wack in White's last fight. So I see him continuing with that, but more offensive. The Philly shell is, after all, a shell, and so it is kind of there's a strong defensive element. Whereas I don't see Dillian Wright stepping through those rings with being overly defensive. Of course, defensively responsible, of course, but I don't think defense is his first port of call. So I do see an attacking Dillian implementing the Philly shell. What do I think he's going to do with his jab? I think the Philly shell could work really good on the occasions when Dillian steps back. How I see it working is Dillian steps back, Povetkin winging with a right, and Dillian Whyte clipping him with a sweet left hook. So I see this Philly shell, let's be clear, I see the Philly shell as being very beneficial, a very beneficial approach to use for Dillian Whyte's hook. The Philly shell, I put it to you, put it to all, everybody listening. I put it to you that the Philly shell will actually allow Dillian Whyte to deploy his left hook to even perhaps greater effect than previously seen, or at least as good, if not greater. John D. Lee.
Well, if we forget Floyd Mayweather for a minute and we concentrate on James Toney was an inside fighter who's very good at throwing hooks, and he did it out of the Philly shell.
Yeah.
And if you think about a defense when you are in close, the Philly shell is actually a really good defense in close, because the offense that's going to come at you isn't going to be long, straight shots, are they? They're going to be hooked, and you can utilize the Philly shell like that inside because there's not the same room to get that guard up.
That's right.
You can still cover your chin up, utilizing the Philly shell.
Yes.
So if you watched how James Toney used it, that's exactly how it was used. It was used to help the hook.
Yeah.
Because you're not having to go from an extended hand position in front of your face. You've got it down, and you can just go from the hip and throw the hook nicely and get some nice rotation into it. So I think for Dillian's best punch, the hook's excellent. And also, if you're going to fight someone like Tyson Fury and you're Dillian Whyte, you've got to have an inside fighting style.
Yeah, strategy.
You've got to have one, and that style would work very well.
Yes.
But as for fighting Povetkin, I want to see him fight in a similar style to the one employed by Fury against Deontay Wilder, really. Only you're not defending against a straight right hand; you're defending against multiple hooks from all angles.
Yeah.
But with a man with very short arms. Povetkin's not gifted with reach, is he?
No. I see Dillian fading away, do a fadeaway, which gives him which then gives space for Povetkin to leap in. He loves to leap in, and Dillian. What I like about the hook as well, the left hook, is that it's a very good defense. They say don't hook with a hooker, but who's the bigger hooker? Who's the better hooker? Don't hook with the hook, because that's what we're talking about.
The thing with that is, I think, in terms of hook variation, I think you've got to give it to Povetkin. He's got a better right hook than Dillian.
Yeah. Well, I see. Yeah. Well, I see Dillian.
I mean, I think Dillian's left hook may be a more effective weapon than Povetkin's left hook. But all round, Povetkin can throw hooks from all angles, because that's really all he throws, isn't it?
Multiple angles, hooks from multiple angles coming from Povetkin. I see Dillian Whyte stepping back, come with a left hook. I see a left hook dipping down under, and I see a hook to the body and a hook to the head, uppercut to the head. I see left hook dip, right hook to the body, right uppercut to the head. I see that as being Dillian Whyte's knockout combination. John Daly. It's controversial words coming here from Raphael Dawkins on the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. If you have not subscribed but are listening presently or in the future, please hit that subscribe button to stay updated with news and notifications. And for sure, hit that like button. And for sure, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Link in the description box. John Daly.
That combination is actually the combination that Povetkin used to finish Pricey.
Uh-oh.
That's the issue. That's what. So for me, I think if Dillian's going to win this fight by knockout, it's going to come with a hook. I mean, I don't think he's going to knock him out with straight punches. However, I think Povetkin is somebody who can start very fast and fade.
Yeah.
But I do think you need to put it on him as well. So that's why I want a heavy, stiff jab in the early going. I want him to apply pressure with straight punches to start off with.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Dillian can do that, so I'm asking him to do something I haven't really seen him do.
Okay. So is it not better to ask him to do something that you have seen him do?
But he's got time to work on one punch, because that's the only thing I really want him to do. I've seen Dillian apply pressure. I just want him to apply a heavy jab to the chest. Now that is one extra tool you could add to your arsenal in one training camp.
Okay.
That's a real. Because all he's got to do is learn to step into his jab. I mean that. And I want him to do it to push Povetkin back.
Okay, so what kind of footwork is required to implement this strategy that you propose?
Well, I want him to. He's got to keep his head off the line, because he's got to come forward in straight lines to do what I'm talking about. So I want him to keep his head off the line. I want him to keep his head over the back foot. I want him to press the action, like stepping into the jab, stepping forward, pushing Povetkin onto his back foot, because Povetkin's very good at timing you and leaping in if you give him the space to do it. And for me, the best way to stop him doing that is push him back by basically, even if you're just pushing the jab, even if he's pushing it, as long as he's stepping into the push to put Povetkin onto a back foot, to wear Povetkin out for a couple of rounds.
Okay.
Because Dillian doesn't have the gas tank to be dancing around. Well, I mean, I have not seen him have that type of gas tank that he can employ a lot of lateral movements down the back foot, throw a flowing jab for 7 rounds. I don't think that. I mean, he did it a bit to Oscar Rivas, but I think if you do that to Povetkin, that's what he wants you to do. Because he'll time you, he'll time the jab, he'll start slipping it, he'll jump in, and he'll land some big hooks on you. And you don't want to do that. If Pricey can't really do that to him.
Yeah.
And Price has got a bigger reach than Dillian. He's a taller man, and all right, Price doesn't have a good gas tank, but what he does have is better footwork than Dillian for that type of game plan. We saw him employ that day. I mean, it was against Dave Allen, so you know, Dave Allen is no Povetkin.
No.
But when it comes down to basic fundamentals, Price is actually quite good. It's his gas tank and his chin that's poor. Whereas I believe Price has got better footwork than Dillian. Dillian doesn't. He took up boxing late.
Yeah.
And I think his footwork has been influenced by some of the other things that he's done. And his balance isn't the best. So for that reason, I'd like him to keep it simple and be pushing forward, pressing forward responsibly, which means keeping your head over the back foot, staying off the centre line, parrying. Dillian can parry. Dillian's quite cute as well. He's good at rolling shots. I don't think he gets enough credit for that. I think that Dillian rolls shots quite nicely.
Okay, so Dillian's strategy in a sentence.
Press the action with straight punches until he tires, and then start employing the hook. And using the combination you've laid out is a combination Dillian uses, and is a good one.
Okay, so we've got it there in a nutshell. James says, I have a feeling Povetkin may win this fight. Absolute heresy. Heresy. Heresy, James. Heresy. That would be a bummer. That would be horrible. Horrible. Let's not speak of such things, James. How dare you?
Just out of interest, is there a rematch clause in it?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Because I mean, a lot of people think that Dillian's head's not right at the moment, and that's why people have started. Well, for a number of reasons. He's been talking about AJ. He started getting into how AJ doesn't want to fight him, and the negotiations were fake. He's been calling Fury a coward. He's taking litigation against the WBC. He sacked his trainer. Nothing about Povetkin. Everything we're hearing about Dillian, none of it is focused on what he's going to do to Povetkin.
Well, I hear those words. I hear those words, those sentiments. And so I'm going to have to go on the other side. I'm going to say, well, he's been proactive in all areas. He's been working with the guy out there in Portugal, and he's got a team around him, and he, along with his team, have made the decision proactive. He's taking legal action against the WBC, proactive. And so my response to those sentiments are, yes, I hear that, and all of that could be true. But on the flip side of that, you could say Dillian Whyte is being extremely proactive. He's ready. He's strapped his belt on. He's done some dummy runs, and he's confident he's going to be the quickest on the draw. Buckle is correct. Everything's lined up, and he feels he's going to be the quickest on the draw. That's the flip side. That's the other side of that. Which side will be the prevailing side? We don't know. That's the beauty of it. That's why I want to see it. Let it happen. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready. And so, I'm ready.
I'm happy with that sentiment. I mean, the fact that we've got these questions, though, that's what makes it a good fight.
There you
no
go.
One can rule Povetkin out in this fight.
No one. Nobody.
It's a real fight. The best thing that I've seen from Dillian is actually he's looking in good shape.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to actually make my prediction and make my pick when they get on the scales, because I'm going to judge a lot of it on what Dillian weighs, to be honest.
And so, with that, we've got deep into that. And yeah. And now we do the switcheroo. Rafi hit you with the switcheroo. Everybody was listening earlier, I've took a look around. I've done some market research. I've been here and there. I've been all around. And, Rafi's so focused on his thing, his lane, that oftentimes he doesn't really stop to check out the landscape with regards to what's going on out there. But, last night, was chilled. It was Friday. It was a nice evening. Had a late bike ride, but the sun was still out. It's the summertime. I think it's the summertime. Looks like the summertime. Feels like the summertime. And came back in after the bike ride, most relaxing. Got a nice pump. Got the heartbeat up. Got the cardio. Can't forget about the heart and the lungs. And, I chilled out and I took a look around. And I said, yeah, that's good. That's good. But a little paprika wouldn't go amiss. Well, I'll swear, took another look around. I said, yeah, that's good. I like that. What about a pinch of ginger? I think you're missing a pinch of ginger in the mix. So I said, but it's cool. I took a look around. I said, yeah, that's nice. Well, how about some fresh chilies in that? Could have dropped a couple of fresh chilies in that, in the soup, in the broth, in the mix. And I have to be honest with you. I ended up listening to a couple of Rafi's joints, a couple of Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio joints. And I have to be honest. I was highly pleased and entertained. I was highly entertained. And coming from someone who is critical, but in a positive way. How can I make this better? Yeah, that was good. But how can I make this better? That's the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio frame of mind. And looking at it from that perspective, through those eyes, I have to say, I listened to a couple of the live joints, the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio live joints, and I was pleased and entertained. And that means a lot to me. That tells me that the guests, the people are coming on, the people in the chat, they're all providing an ingredient, all providing their own unique ingredient. And when I do the mix, and when I put all those ingredients in the mix, and when I mix the porridge, the broth, the soup, when I mix it up, I have to say I am well pleased. I'm well pleased, John.
Well, that's good news.
I'm well pleased. I'm well pleased. I'm not one to go around tooting horns and shizzle, but I have to be honest. I sat down and I took an objective look around, and John D. Lee, I say to you, in all honesty, I ended up back at Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio listening to a couple of live joints. And I sat back.
That's good news.
I sat back, put my feet up, and I was well and truly, genuinely pleased. I'm happy. The Rafi is happy.
Well, I think if you have a training mentality, which I know you do, Raf, you are always looking for self-improvement, because that's why people tend to train. There's not a lot of point. I mean, there could be certain things you're happy with, but there's probably always something else you're looking at.
Oh, always. Plenty. Myriad of things. Myriad.
So, from a boxing point of view, you might have a really good jab. That doesn't mean say your straight right's good enough, or your hooks, or anything else. So there's always something you should be working on. Oh,
totally. 100%. 100%.
But that does sound to me like actually, you feel like you've got that particular aspect flowing nicely, which is good.
Rafi's working on his footwork right about now. Focusing on the footwork right about now. So always room for improvement. Who has the better stamina between Povetkin and White? Well, I think White might edge him. In the latter part, but yeah, there are question marks in both areas, and that's why John Daly mentioned the weight issue. And other than AJ, this could be White's hardest fight, says James. Yes, yes, yes. I think they acknowledge that, though. I've heard him say recently, was it not recently when I heard him say that Povetkin Povetkin is my most accomplished opponent. Even perhaps he's more accomplished than AJ was. Well, definitely more accomplished than AJ was when White fought AJ at the time. So I do concur with White's own assessment that Povetkin is possibly, most likely his most arguably his most gifted, certainly his most accomplished opponent at the time he fought him, John D. Lee.
Well, in terms of skill, the current Povetkin is a more skilled boxer than the AJ that fought
White.
Dillian. Yeah, because I mean, what is AJ's 15 fights in?
That's right.
And a lot of AJ's attributes are based on his physicality and his dimensions, which Povetkin's never had.
Yeah.
So Povetkin's success has always come from skill, for me. He's got other good attributes. He's an explosive athlete as well. But he's very skilled at landing those punches and timing them and timing his footwork to get there in the first place, because he's a small man for a heavyweight. So for those reasons, I'd definitely say he's the more skilled fighter. In terms of experience, this version of Povetkin is tremendously more experienced than the version of AJ that Dillian's fought.
Indeed.
Because he's totally green.
Yeah, 100.
So from all those points of view, I'd say this is certainly up there in terms of test. I think Dillian doesn't get a tremendous amount of credit for fighting Parker. I think Parker is underrated.
Yeah.
In terms of skill and attributes, and I think the large reason why Parker does get underrated is because he's lacking a very important ingredient, which is dog. Parker has got not enough dog in him to mix it up at the top level. I think he's got good skills. I think he's got nice feet. He's got nice hands, and he's actually got quite a good ring IQ. What he's poor at is stamina and dog for me. That's where
yeah, but I don't know when it comes to the dog. When it comes to the dog aspect, I question. I question: is it a question that Parker is somewhat risk averse? To those two things, it's kind of rhetorical question, because we're going to coming up to the end. So it's a kind of rhetorical question. Is it a question that Parker is somewhat risk averse and thinking about it deeper? Is it a question of the dog element tied in with the risk averse? If he had a hypnotist who made him less risk averse, would that incrementally increase the dog in him? And that is a rhetorical question. I'll state it again. If Parker was somehow manage to become less risk averse, would that incrementally have an impact on the amount of dog in Parker? It's a rhetorical question. It's a rhetorical question. You know, I have to leave certain things out there for you in the chat, for you people who are watching this in the present, and those many more who will watch it in the future. I pose that question for you as I bring to you.
That's just too juicy, Rafi. That's just far too juicy.
It could be juicy. It could be juicy.
I'm going to be succinct.
You be extremely succinct. Extremely succinct.
I'm going to be extremely
I don't want to lose the sun. I don't want to lose the sun.
It's all right, Rafi. I'll be very quick. Being dog means that you're not risk averse, so you can't be risk adverse and have a lot of dog in you.
John Daly comes with succinct. He said he'd be succinct, and he He fulfilled the criteria very, very well. I like it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So the heavyweight Jagba. This is posted by a friend of the channel, Rick Glazer. You know him very, very well. He's here every Wednesday on Ask Rick, only available on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. And there's going to be big things happening for the channel. You know, there's going to be some expansions people are talking about. You know, we had a madman up in here the other day, the Beast. The Beast came up in here and said, Rafi, look at your numbers, Rafi. Hey, bro, I'm looking at the numbers backstage, bro. And what you don't understand is because YouTube are playing funny buggers, as we call it in the UK. They're playing funny buggers. They're withholding my live streams for 12 hours before they're fully processed for strangers to see. So the only people who really can see the live streams primarily are subscribers. And when they withhold it for 12 hours, then that results in a loss of views because strangers can't see it. So what the Rafi has taken to doing, he's started the replay series. Now, what is the replay series? I hear the world screams. Rafi, explain to us, what is the replay series? Well, fret not. I shall expand right here, right now. Okay, so the replay series is basically when I've done a live because of what YouTube are doing, I do something else. I do the counteraction. What is the counteraction? The counteraction is the replay series. And in the replay series, Rafi records the live and puts it out after. Around a couple, comes out. The replay series comes out a couple hours after many of the lives. So that enables people to see. That enables people, non-subscribers, to see it because it's boom, it's up there, it's out there. So that is the counteraction. So what the Beast may have mistook, he may have seen the set of figures for the live show or the set of figures for the replay show. Because of what I do with the replay show, when the other show becomes live and visible to all, I then have the replay shows, I have them hidden. Yeah. So you only see them. Well, you don't see them. So you're only seeing the figures, a portion of the figures. You're not seeing the full figures. So that's why some people or the Beast may have got it twisted. You're only seeing a part of the picture, the Beast. You're only seeing a part of the picture, but the Rafi knows what's really going on. The Rafi gets the full analytics. The Rafi knows the real figures, my friend. And moreover, what I see in the figures is growth. I see growth, my friend. I see growth and expansion, steady growth. But not only that, what I see, putting the figures aside, what I see is good quality. And, over here at Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, quality counts. Quality counts for a lot. And so that's the real bottom line. The real bottom line is the quality. And Rafi has taken a look. Rafi has done an audit. And the Rafi is well pleased. James Jameson has returned. Went away, but couldn't stay away. He came back to the RDCR. And okay, so finishing up. Just a news bulletin, news item. Breaking news. Heavyweight F.A. Ajagba has left the grasp of Al Heyman's PBC, as written by Rick Glazer, and has now signed with manager James Prince and is headed to the awaiting open arms of none other than Bob Arum and Top Rank. So now the 13-0, 11 KO Nigerian will be featured regularly on ESPN. Hashtag boxing. Hashtag Nigeria. Hashtag Arum. Hashtag Houston. Hashtag Texas. So, John D. Lee. F.A. Jagba has left Al Heyman and it is now in the embrace, heading towards the embrace of Bob Arum, Top Rank. Rank ESPN.
Well, I think that's a good move. I haven't liked FA Jagba's development so far. I think he's been not given the right fights to develop, and he's got caught out a couple of times. Oh, they put him down. He got put down, didn't he?
Yeah, it did. Got dropped.
And I think part of the reason for that is he's not getting the right developing fights. He's I haven't seen a lot of improvement from him, and I actually think he's got quite a lot of potential. The only question mark I've got about him is he older than his stated age? But...
yes. yes. And so
him and Martin Bacoli, I think, are a little bit older than they claim. But overall, I think it's a good move.
Overall, a good move for FA Ajagba. Hashtag Nigeria. Hashtag ESPN. Hashtag boxing. Hashtag Aram. Hashtag Houston. Hashtag Texas. It's big country over there. Okay. And where are we? Let me stop sharing that. And
I'm right by you actually at the moment, Raf. I'm just about to get our hands on the Warsaw Road. It can't be that far from you.
Damn, you might see me out on the bike in about 15 minutes. I'll be
home by then.
Yeah, I'll be home by then.
I'll be back home.
Okay, so we've chopped it up. We've chopped it up nicely. We've chopped it up finely. All the fresh organic ingredients have been put in the broth. And it's on a low simmering heat. And it's going to stay warm for the people who didn't see it live, but the people who will see it in the future. It's a big pot, and I've made enough for everybody to partake and share. And this is the flavor. You have had a flavor of the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, with which I am well pleased. So all you beasts, to all the haters, false alligators, we're here. Your king is here. And I ain't going nowhere. Rafi is in fine spirits. And this is how we do. How did I come in? Well, now I'm going to say that. John Daly, your final words from John Daly as we close out the show, but it ain't over yet. Final words, John Daly.
Thanks for having me on, Raf. A little cheeky Saturday afternoon one. We used to have a lot of Saturday afternoon ones.
Yeah, I might bring them back. I might bring the game back. You know what I'm saying? If I want to bring flares back, I'll bring that back too.
They've been trying to do that for a while, Raf. I'm not sure how well it's going. The ladies are wearing them quite a lot.
John.
It's getting the men to wear them. That's the trick.
John, nothing, my friend. Impossible is nothing.
I didn't say it was impossible, Raf. I said they've been trying to do it for a while, and you'd be doing well to do it. There's a difference.
Hey, John, I reiterate, impossible is nothing. It's a cheeky Saturday one. We had to bring it back. It's a Saturday day. It's in Birmingham. We're in the UK. It's in England. It's going out worldwide live. John Daly.
Yep.
Yes. Your final words, John. Your final words. I interrupted you.
No, that's okay. Thanks for having me on. I really like the Saturday shows. We've had a few interesting topics. I think there's going to be a lot of discussion about the things you've touched on today, because they're some of the juiciest things that are going to be happening over the next couple of months.
Touched on the juicy ones. Touched on the juicy ones. You know, if anybody's ever picked fruit, If anybody who's ever picked fruit, you know, you pluck the juicy ones. You pluck the juicy ones. And so John D. Lee, that was John D. Lee coming on live, giving up of his time. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you in the chat appreciated it, as we appreciate it, as we continue moving forward. John D. Lee, forward, no reverse. John D. Lee, much appreciated. Okay, and so Mr. Raphael Dawkins, we've had a good one. We brought the Saturday back. I said it couldn't be done. We brought the Saturday back. Can't be stopped. Quicker than a speeding bullet. Faster than the speed of light. Flasher than Flash Gordon. When things have me done, me just I come. And with that, I say to you, one and all, the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio crew coming from the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio HQ. It's have a blessed Saturday or Sunday or whatever it is, whatever day it is for you, whatever time it is for you. As always, Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio time. And with that, I say to you, blessed.